Hi, Nicholas here. When people trying to learn a song, they're trying to get everything correct. And this is not a very good approach. So if you're learning, say, for example, from even a piece of sheet music, you're trying to get everything, every note correct, the timing correct, and you're just trying to play it visually by seeing it and then learn it by muscle memory and then visually looking at your hands, what they're doing and remembering that as well. It's not a very good way to learn to play music. A better approach is understand what you're doing, understand the keyboard. So there's a bit of theory involved to learn. Understand chords, understand intervals and the flow of melodies and the sound of intervals. And then you've got a lot of flexibility. So when you're playing, you can just concentrate on the emotion of what you're doing. And whether you're going to play a melody exactly how we hear it, or you can improvise over it, the melody. So for this example up here, we've got G flat. I understand that the chord is G flat, the first chord. I understand what the intervals are doing. They're doing a 6, 7, 3, and back to the 6. So that's the main idea of that melody, right? That's the melody itself, but you can improvise now over it. So you can start to muck around with a melody. If you keep on playing it the same way, that's fine. You'll get to learn it the same way. But just changing it up can make it more interesting. And you can also add more to the melody. You can just add trills, all sorts of stuff. But having a good understanding. Now, the last thing I'm doing is trying to get anything right. I'm not trying to get timing right off it. And that timing is the worst thing you can try to get correct at first. First, understand the notes, where your hand's going and the notes you're playing. The timing will come in time. And the timing will work with the emotion of the piece. And then you can just muck around with it. So for this, say section 3 here, I don't even have the whole. This is a part that I added because I think the piece needed a bit more. But I just have a thing called a song skeleton here. So I know it goes to a 7th on G flat. So I understand it's a 7 there, right? And I understand how the sound. I can remember how the sound sounds. And then goes to the first there, and then at minor 7th with the high minor 7th there. Back to this one here, so to 1, 7, 5, 3. Beautiful sound, just falling down. But I understand that, like the intervals, what they're doing, and it creates a lot of different memory associations when you're trying to remember songs. But the main theme. That's beautiful, that bit. So stop trying to get things right. Put a bit of understanding. I've got a whole course. You can just go to my website and just start to get some understanding. Learn how to make chords rather than trying to remember every single chord. Learn how chords are made. They're made with intervals. A chord is just a collection of intervals. There's not that many intervals. There's only 12 intervals. That's it. Right? These are all the intervals, and your ear will hear them. Pick any note and just move up. They're all the intervals. And you'll eventually get to hear the sound of how these intervals sound in your ear. And then that helps you when you're composing and improvising. So stop trying to get things right. Just muck around with chords. Even start with one chord. If you're going to start with a C chord, start with a C. And just muck around with the right hand and see what it does. And then move, say, to another chord, and then muck around with the right hand. You can even move the left hand a bit too. Move around. Just muck around and stop trying to get things correct. Okay, that's the lesson for today. See you next time. Bye.